The Rio Celeste's vibrant blue water looks almost impossible to be real, and it's caused by volcanic minerals mixing together, which creates the neon blue color. The river twists through the jungle for almost 9 miles with so many breathtaking points to swim along the way. The water is only a few feet deep and the currents are slow, so the swimming conditions are absolutely perfect. After I was done swimming, I followed the river upstream all the way to the Rio Celeste Waterfall. The water at the falls is intensely colorful, and the locals believe that the color of the water is caused by God dipping his paintbrush into the river while painting the sky. Next, I made my way through the Guanacaste Mountains into the Arenal Volcano National Park. The Arenal Volcano stretches over a mile into the sky and is one of the most active volcanoes in the entire world. The massive volcano towers over the surrounding towns, whose residents believe that the volcano is the home of the god of fire. Near the base of the volcano lives the mighty La Fortuna Waterfall with over 300 gallons of water rushing through it every second. The water is so inviting if you can make it past all of the rocks surrounding the pool. I got in the water and I tried to swim over to the waterfall, but the powerful current kept pushing me back to shore. Also near the base of the Arenal Volcano is the luxurious Tabacon Hot Springs, which have over 20 naturally heated pools reaching up to 105 degrees Fahrenheit. Volcanic minerals bubble up from deep within the earth and into the pools and offer many positive health benefits like reducing inflammation and improving circulation. Next, I made my way through the northern mountain range of Toleran, which took me up into the magical cloud forests of Monteverde. Suspension bridges led me through the treetops of the forest, offering such a unique perspective. The Monteverde Biological Reserve is a protected land with over 2,500 plant species, some of which don't grow anywhere else on Earth. Cloud forests make up only 1% of the world's forests and are one of the most threatened ecosystems on the planet. After I made it through the cloud forest, I headed through the winding hills of the Guanacaste province into the Rincón de la Vieja National Park. I walked down the hanging bridge where I reached the Oropendola Waterfall, one of the most popular places for swimming in Costa Rica because of how easy it is to access. I made my way down the ladder into the turquoise pool of water, which is heated by the sun and stays at the perfect temperature year-round. Most of the pool is shallow, other than directly under the falls where it's deep enough to swim. The river is crystal clear and incredibly refreshing to swim in. I made my way out of the pool and hiked through the park to another waterfall, but one that is much less known about and much harder to get to. Hidden deep in the forest, the Cangreja Waterfall is truly the most beautiful waterfall that I have ever seen. The water has a stunning bright blue color, and the forest surrounding it is completely untouched for miles. Swimming here was one of the most magical experiences of my life. After the long hike back through the park, I stopped at the Rio Negro Hot Springs, which has 10 pools built directly into the side of the river. There's a hanging bridge connecting the two sides of the river, which allowed me to easily access the different temperature pools on each side. The naturally heated water reaches up to 104 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's incredible to soak in the pools and take in the view of the river below. Next, I made my way across the country to the very end of the Nicoya Peninsula, where I reached the Pacific Ocean. Directly off the coast is a small island called Tortuga Island that was once a major haven for pirates, but today it's uninhabited and allows for visitors to take day trips to explore the island. It's truly a paradise with pristine beaches and beautiful trails leading all across the island. The boat ride to and from the island only takes about 30 minutes, and it's such an amazing way to spend a day. Once I was back on shore, I took a quick drive along the Pacific coast to the small town of Santa Teresa. The beach here stretches for miles with stunning white sands and legendary surf conditions. The sunsets light up the sky with vibrant colors and are truly breathtaking. Next, I headed down the country to the small beach town of Quepos, where just outside of the town, the ocean twists and turns into a winding river lined with mangroves and wildlife. Mangrove trees are so unique because they're the only tree species that can tolerate salt water. They adapted to this environment by growing their roots above the water, which creates these otherworldly river landscapes. I made my way down the river through the thick vegetation where I came across hundreds of monkeys that jumped onto the boat and interacted with me. They were very intrigued and weren't afraid to touch and climb on me. After I made my way through the mangroves, I stopped nearby at the Manuel Antonio Beach, which has an incredible structure that jets out into the ocean and has beautiful protected beaches on each side. The main structure was once an island, and over millions of years, a land bridge was formed that connects it to the mainland. Next, I made my way even further down the coast and through the thick tropical vegetation to the Nauyaca Waterfalls. These are some of the most powerful waterfalls in Costa Rica. The strong current filled the air with mist, which caused rainbows to form all around me. There are several different pools along the falls that you can swim in when the current is low. But if you aren't able to swim, it's also incredible just to witness the pure power of these falls from a distance. Near the falls, the small town of Uvita has the most incredible natural phenomenon along its coast. A formation shoots out over 1.5 miles into the ocean, creating a stunning whale-tail shape. The formation not only looks like a whale, but you can also walk out to the end of the formation and watch migrating whales in the bay. There are 2 ocean currents that intersect right at this point, which cause the waves to cross in 2 different directions, creating a very unique effect. The beaches here are some of the best in Costa Rica, with miles of tropical paradise to explore. Next, I made my way down to the bottom of the country, out onto the very edge of the Osa Peninsula. The Corcovado National Park is so remote that you need to take a boat around the peninsula just to access it. Once inside the park, it's like entering into an oasis that few humans get to experience. The jungle here is almost completely untouched by humans and is considered to be the most biologically diverse place on Earth, with 5% of all animal species living within the perimeter. There's a significant population of endangered species that live here, giving me a chance to see them up close in their natural habitat. Next, I made my way up to the center of the country to visit one of the most intense places in all of Costa Rica. The Poas Volcano has so much activity that the park has issued a red alert for the surrounding towns. The first crater at the peak of the volcano has a stunning blue lake filled with fresh water that feeds into the surrounding rivers. The second crater is almost 1 mile across and over 900 feet deep, making it the largest active crater in the entire world. It's continuously spewing hot gases and has the potential for a massive eruption at any time. The last stop on my journey is at the country's capital, San Jose, which is the largest city in the country and home to an amazing culture. The city is buzzing with energy, which is a nice contrast to the rest of the country. In San Jose, you can find traditional Costa Rican foods, unique museums and street art, sporting events, and so much more. And that's the end of my Costa Rica journey. I'll see you all on my next adventure.